my thought. All right, so as a man, I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, so you've got kids, you've got a spouse. How do you handle Valentine's Day? Do you go through and spend Valentine's Day with your wife? Do you set some time aside? How do you handle it? So I wanted to ask each and every one of you guys how you maintain that time for Valentine's Day. So I know personally for us, typically like before Valentine's Day, the wife and I will go to dinner. We'll have our little date night and we'll do all that stuff. And then on Valentine's Day, we'll get the kids a little something and then do like a family dinner. That way we get both sides of it. We get the intended purpose of Valentine's Day and then include the kids in. But the other way that we do it is we also show the kids kind of the dating process and the way that all this goes, and opening the car doors and all that, kind of setting an example for the kids so they see how I treat a woman, so they know how they need to in turn treat their significant other. Now, sometimes we go a little wry and the banter comes out, and then it's like, nix that. Don't do that on your dates. You can't tell tell your girlfriend to suck a toe or anything like that. Not this early.
I mean, I don't know. These days, maybe you can.
Yeah, the
But
first thing that crossed my mind when you said that, Jody, was I was like, no, that you and Kim would be the perfect example on how to treat somebody on a first date.
we are capable of chivalry and chivalrous, if that's a thing. That is possible for us to be nice to each other for a small
It's
period of
definitely
time.
not a thing. We can chivalry and
you,
chivalry.
you can shivel your ass right out the door.
I tell you what.
Well, for me, not having any kids, not having a spouse, Valentine's Day is usually pretty easy for me. I usually avoid all women for about 30 days, and I get right out of it. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to buy flowers. Don't have to buy, candies or do dinners or anything like that. Except for that one time where I accidentally scheduled a date on Valentine's Day, not realizing it was Valentine's Day.
You better have the ring ready to go, buddy. Because that's
Yeah.
that's all she sees. Oh, I got a date on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, normal men aren't that corny. They're not going to do Valentine's Day proposals. That's for corny dudes that can't think for themselves. Oh,
They
Chris,
have
did
no
you
game.
propose on Valentine's Day?
Well,
Before I go on,
I asked Jeannie to go to the courthouse with me on Valentine's Day because marriage licenses are free on February 14th. She didn't
Which
go
is
for that though.
convenient that she's out of the state this week, huh?
what are you partially Jewish?
Colors.
And we're on the
Yeah.
news too. You get on the news.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
marriage licenses are $35, bro.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they're free? Can I get two? I live in Utah.
Just in case. Because if this one doesn't work out, I'm going to another one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, Jamie, what's y'all's process for Valentine's Day?
Let's see. I've been fortunate enough to be home every Valentine's Day recently, so that's good. Just due to Thomas's birthday being the next day, so.
Yeah.
But usually, yeah. So it's usually we just do something as a family, whether Elizabeth cooks a nice dinner or I cook a nice dinner, and then we just kind of celebrate it as a family. Elizabeth, does all the Valentine's boxes and all that cool stuff, and I'll usually get a card and try to sneak around and get the kids to sign it, which, when you have kids that small, it's impossible. So, but
hey, come
I
here.
got
What, Dad?
Yeah.
I get to something for mom.
What do you need? You want me to get something for mommy? So, Yeah, but I think I did a good job on the gift this year. It's nothing pricey, but it it'll make her realize that I pay attention to her more than she thinks. So,
Yep. Those are always the
Nice.
best ones. It's like, hey.
yep,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
All right, Chris. So we're
So,
talking about the process that you, your family, and your significant other go through on Valentine's Day. I was just curious because don't really get to see it from a man's perspective of like what their process is.
Well, up until recently, I never believed in Valentine's Day. I believed in the day after Valentine's Day because I can get triple the amount of roses for the same price and discounted chocolates a galore. But then, met Jeannie, and that whole thing changed. So now it's the typical. If we have no kids during that day, going out to eat with the kids, just some special flowers. As a matter of fact, Jeannie has some stuff for the kids to celebrate Valentine's Day that I just found out right now. So there's like chocolates and cereals and treats for the kids. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
stop you right there, Chris. I need you to look down so I can see what color your yarmulke is.
yeah.
God, dog, man.
So yeah. Yeah, so usually I would normally when I dated chicks, they never knew what day it was, so I'd always get everything on the day after, and they would just
I'm actually busy
it
on the
would
14th, but 15th is wide open.
yeah, with Jeannie she was different. She knew the date, so that was rough. That really threw
She had a
a kink in my
calendar.
plan.
That backfired real quick.
It's like what? Oh, that was yesterday. Oh, I didn't know. Here anyway.
Here's all these
6 dozen
flowers.
roses.
I got it on sale.
I was gonna get you 12, but guess what? You got 24, baby.
Oh boy, Chris.
Sorry, they look dead.
There was actually one year where there was a big ice storm in Fort Worth, and I was watching the news and saw a FedEx truck like literally like lose control and plow into a whole bunch of cars and stuff like that, and all this stuff. And then like a little bit later, I got an alert for my Valentine's Day roses saying that they were behind schedule. I look and I have a FedEx like tracking number. And then finally I call and I get my money back because they're not going to make it on Valentine's Day, so I have to figure out something else last minute. And then when the roses finally got there, they were pretty much like mulch. Like they were just like
no,
in
mulch.
a million
Mulch is
pieces.
a good thing. You need mulch this time of year.
Yeah, especially if she's setting up a nice vegetable garden. That's
Yep.
gonna be important. It's
Yep.
putting those nutrients back in the soil.
Maybe you won and didn't realize you won with that one.
Yeah, no, I just ended up having to buy roses twice.
Mm.
But I found a
Not
really
much
good
of a gardener,
florist.
huh?
So, but yeah, by the time this comes out, it's already going to be Valentine's Day. So if you're looking to us for advice on Valentine's Day, you might need to replay this next year because we're not going to help you.
Set a notification on your phone, replay it, and you know what? Next year we might do the Valentine's Day bit a week early to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah.
Or if you want tips on saving money on roses and chocolate, the 15th is the way to go.
Said every loser
There you go.
ever.
Yep.
On the frugal.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Get out your yarmulke. It's time to celebrate Hanukkah.
8 crazy nights.